Hi, it's Lee from the Japanese Water Gardens. Welcome to my step-by-step guide to installing an Oasa gravity-fed drum filter. An automatic filter that flushes itself clean and requires only a moderate amount of maintenance. If installed correctly, a drum is arguably the most efficient and easy to maintain koi pond filter. In this series of videos, I will explain how to connect your drum to an aerated bottom drain, fit a simple water auto top-up with built-in overflow, and pipe in your pump, UV and skimmer. Even if you're not opting for a drum system, there is a huge amount of extra information you will want to know before you construct your pond. So get sat down with a coffee and let me show you how I would go about installing one of these amazing filters. Hi there, welcome to part 3 of my step-by-step guide to installing a gravity-fed drum filter. Please make sure that you watch these videos in order, otherwise they won't make a lot of sense. In this video, we're going to be connecting up some pipework and I'm going to explain how you can make a super simple auto top-up with a built-in overflow. After that, we'll discuss pumps. In previous videos, I introduced drum filters, explained how to build up a pond with a drain and skimmer. Then we took a good look at the Oasa Profi Clear Compact M and finally connected it onto our bottom drain pipework. One of the greatest challenges that a pond builder will face when they're constructing a koi pond is wastewater management. Drum filters are self-cleaning systems that regularly discharge soiled water to waste. It's important that we've got a plan in place for handling the wastewater. This will usually mean running water to a drain or soak away system. Water will be discharged from the dirty water connector on the front of the drum and also from the service valve that is located on the side of the filter. On this system, we have a bottom drain purge valve and water from here will be sent directly to waste. So what I'm going to recommend is that all these three outlets are merged into one pipe that will eventually discharge into the drain system. The dirty water connector is 110 mm and a rubber boot fitting can be used to connect this to your pipework. When the filter is discharging water, it does not come gushing out here at speed. Only about 1 litre of soiled water will exit here, but it might complete 50 cycles a day, so this amount will eventually add up to a significant quantity. Oasa recommends that you use a large diameter discharge. This is unlikely to become blocked up with leaves and blanket weed and so on. Rubber boots are brilliant because they're simple to install and they're quick to remove. If ever you need to move the filter, it's going to be much easier if you haven't solvent welded everything together. The service drain is used when you're emptying the drum chamber. Oasa's 70mm fitting will go over the top, but nobody uses 70mm pipe and will not be compatible with the rest of the drain system. Now I suggest that you use a rubber boot fitting here. A 3-inch to 2-inch one is perfect. The pipes need to be merged together into one via a reducing T. The pipe coming from our drain purge has to be maintained at 110 mm. That way it allows a good flush of water direct to waste. If you would like to see some tips on how to cut and glue up solvent weld pipe, then I made a video that will help with that. Check it out. Every time the filter completes the cycle, a small amount of water goes to waste. When you perform a purge on the drain or flush the filter, water is going to waste. So what we need is a system in place that is going to refill the pond to the correct operating level. We could just go out and get a hose pipe and run it on the pond for a few hours every few days. But the whole point of having a drum filter is to automate. Now my suggestion is to install a balance tank. It will have a permanent water feed controlled with a good old-fashioned ballcock valve. And while we're at it, we might as well fit an overflow as well that will allow surplus water from rain to run straight to waste. Purchase a small header tank from Screwfix or Toolstation. They are not expensive. A 4-gallon one will be perfect. The tank needs to be positioned at the side of the pond. Some strong metal brackets can be used to support it, or you might decide to use some brickwork. The tank will be connected to the pond with a section of pipe and 2 tank connectors. If you need to drill through the concrete, then a diamond core drill is ideal, and you can hire them now really cheaply. Otherwise, build them into the pond when you're constructing the walls. The tank has to be level with the top of your pond wall. The connecting hole through to the pond should be much lower down than your desired water level. In the side of the header tank, we're going to create an overflow. This again needs to be well down below your desired water level. This hole is not going to set the water level. A 90-degree bend and a short upstand pipe will set the desired water level. On the opposite side of the tank at the top, we fit a ballcock. You can get a cheap 15mm isolator, and that's going to be useful should you ever need to shut off water to the valve. For peace of mind, the ballcock should be fed with mains water that's been through a dechlorinator. Now connect up the pipe from the overflow into the main water discharge. We have all of our wastewater now going neatly into one 110mm pipe. This setup with the balance tank is really cheap and simple to do. It's definitely worth installing. The overflow can easily be adjusted by rotating the 90 or shortening the upright pipe. It works brilliantly, and you can set that water level in your pond to the millimeter, and you can adjust it as often as you like. I much prefer the balance tank method as opposed to fitting a ballcock in the filter, or worse still, directly in the pond. If you want to do a trickle in and trickle out system, this is going to do that as well. It does it better and more simply than any other way I have ever come across. For me, this balance tank method ticks every box. To set up a water flow through the filter, we need a pump. The pump will draw water from the filter and push it back over to the pond. The best style of pump is a dry mount. That means that it stands out at the side of the filter as opposed to submerged directly in the water. In the past, few options were available to the pond keeper, and swimming pool pumps were often used for this application, but they were bulky, noisy, and expensive to run. Things have changed a lot, and you can now purchase some very good value for money pumps that are reliable, cheap to run, and compact. How big a pump do you need? In the old days, you would often hear people say, get a pump that turns over half your pond volume through the filter per hour. Now, I never really subscribed to this idea. It wasn't based on anything scientific. and I have always suggested getting a larger pump that will keep the water moving, maintain a good oxygen level for the fish, and pull more solids into the bottom drain. The truth is that nobody knows exactly how big the pump should be. So what I recommend is a variable speed pump. A few years ago, this type of pump was so expensive to buy that I could never bring myself to suggest them. But recently, the price has dropped a lot, and now they've started to make sense. They make a lot of sense. When you turn these things down, the power consumption will also be reduced, and that means that you can save money on electric bills. One of my favourite pumps is the variable speed Evolution Aqua pump. It's available in 3 different sizes. The pump is shipped with this sturdy control panel. The controls are super simple, and there's a readout on the front that shows you the wattage draw. You can speed up or slow down the pump to perfectly dial in the required flow. This pump is waterproof. It's actually rated for submersible application, so exposure to the elements will not be a problem at all. To connect your pump to the pipework, you need to install a pair of brake unions. They give you the ability to remove the pump quickly for maintenance purposes. If your unions are supplied with rubber sealing gaskets, make sure that you use them. Never weld the fittings on. Don't glue them on with polyurethane such as Gold Label. You'll never get them off. Instead, wrap the threads with a generous amount of plumber's tape, or use aquarium silicone to make the threads watertight. Silicone can look messy and unprofessional, but it's very easy to apply and it never leaks. You can always separate the threads if you've used aquarium silicone. Now let's take a look at how the pump gets connected to the system. The pump is going to draw water from our filter and from our skimmer. So a pipe needs to be run round from the skimmer outlet to a T-piece. The second pipe is connected to the outlet coming from the filter. A reducing rubber boot fitting is perfect for this job. This pipe joins into a T-section, and the pump is connected to the T. Notice that valves must be installed on each pipe. The valves are there to control and balance the water flow. They're also needed in the event that you need to remove the pump. You can close them both and you'll be able to detach the pump without the pond needing to be drained down. Ball valves or slide valves are both fine for this job. Whilst ball valves are definitely more robust and reliable, for this job they're going to make very little difference. Sometimes slide valves will fit better. I know that a lot of people are going to be wondering why I don't connect the skimmer pipe directly into the filter. After all, it would be easy to just run a pipe across from here. There is a connector on the filter to do exactly that. And if you want to do this, then that is an option. But by connecting my pump directly to the skimmer, I can pull a lot more water through the skimmer. Even 5,000 litres per hour, perhaps a lot more. It ensures that you get a good pull on the skimmer. It also means that I can pull the maximum amount of available water from the bottom drain. It has no choice but to come from the bottom drain. Some people have modified the skimmer units to take a larger diameter pipe, such as 110mm. But why? I just don't understand. Inside the skimmer there is a basket that filters out large floating debris, food, etc. and it holds it until you come along and empty them out. You do not need to filter the water that is coming from the skimmer. Let the bottom drain do more work. So that's it for this video. In the next one, I'm going to be showing you how to connect up your UV and pond returns. The next video is going to be released in 1 week's time. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel and post any comments below. It's bye for now from Lee at the Japanese Water Gardens.